Well, we're live, and you're live not just with Coffee with Kim right now, but you are live in my kitchen because this morning we're going to talk about juicing. I have my juicer out. My blender's actually on the other side. A lot of people wonder if it's better to juice or it's better to blend. And the question always with juicing and blending has to do with fiber. You get more fiber when you blend than when you juice. However, you get a more concentrated form of nutrients when you juice than when you blend. So, what's the best? It all depends. I think actually the best is if you're doing protein shakes and you're blending some type of vegetable fruit concoction, smoothie if you want to call it that. It's great to blend. The fiber's great. Fiber, of course, causes your sugar to have less spikes in it when you're digesting it, the food. However, there are certain juices that you want to juice. There are certain times you want to juice. And especially if you find yourself, suffering with autoimmune diseases, struggling with weight loss, finding low energy, those are some of the things that would lend yourself to juicing. If you have joint issues, all right, then juicing is fantastic. Digestive issues, I know I'm using a lot. Digestive issues, that also is one of the reasons you juice. And today I want to share with you a juice that I do regularly. And when people talk about, or they meet me, or they talk about my skin, and oftentimes it has this glow to it. Now, of course, you know, when we pray, we can get a glow. When we worship, we can get a glow. We can get a glow. However, I will tell you that if you want your face literally to really have that amazing, youthful, glowy look, juice. Juicing is amazing. It is one of the best ways to fight aging. And so, again, today I'm going to talk to you about the Lou Corona Lemon Ginger Blast. So, I'm probably not going to bore you with making the whole thing, but I want to talk to you about the key ingredients of this. There are really four, maybe I could probably add four key ingredients. One is turmeric or curcumin. Now you can get this, if you're in America, you can get this at Whole Foods. Let me show you. You're gonna find them in different shapes, but this is not ginger. This is actually curcumin or turmeric, you might know it. This is one of the best anti-inflammatory spices that you can digest and you can buy. You can buy whole roots at the Whole Foods. Here in Israel, it is curcumin time. And so I stock up. I go to the market and I just actually wash this and laid a whole bunch of it out to dry because I'm going to be breaking off pieces of it and putting it in the freezer. So you can freeze this and it'll keep, and then it's very easy to juice with that. So we have today curcumin. The next thing is, of course, ginger. Ginger is another one. Let me get a bigger piece for you. This is another amazing spice for the digestion, for your gut health. And so you can just buy a big hunk of the root, cut it into pieces for your juicing, and you're all set. Next, of course, for digestion and alkalizing your stomach alkalizing your digestive system. Very important. The more alkali you are, the more you will have or find yourself having less digestive problems, and you will have no place within the body for diseases to flourish. So alkaline is extremely important, and lemons, of course, are excellent for that. So these are really some of our key ingredients, but the one key ingredient for this is the habanero pepper. Now I want to talk to you about, ooh, I don't want to touch it. You don't want to touch these. They are so hot. Let me tell you how hot they are. There's actually a spice rating system, and a typical jalapeno pepper will rate in the spice rating system between 2,000 to 2,500. The habanero, 100,000 to 350,000. That's how hot, and it's actually now not the hottest pepper out there. However, this little guy is so packed with nutrition. Would you believe that that little pepper, if you ate this whole thing, minus the seeds, if you could, you would have over 100% of your vitamin C intake. It also has potassium, it has iron, and one other thing, I can't remember it off the top of my head, but it is one loaded little guy. Now, the key though is it has what's called capsaicin. And capsaicin is very beneficial for the body. And they find that it is an excellent fighter, it's an anti-cancer component. It's a molecular structure that's within the pepper. And when you digest that, it actually binds to different places in your body, and then the body says, ooh, it's hot, and it goes to that portion and heals. So it's a very, very interesting component to our juice this morning. This is a green juice that we're making, the Lou Corona Lemon Ginger Blast. So one of the things about this juice is it's a green juice. So we use maybe 1 to 2 green apples. Now you can use a sweeter apple. If you're not used to juicing, I recommend you start off with a sweeter apple. Not a more tart apple, because that doesn't necessarily make the green juice itself tastier, all right? However, you're gonna find something very interesting about greens. When you add them to things, such as an apple juice, along with your turmeric, your curcumin, your ginger, your lemon, the greens themselves actually take on the sweeter flavors. They take on the stronger flavors. So a lot of times when you juice and you have the proper proportions, you don't even taste the greens that you're juicing. So we're gonna be juicing these apples. Also, we're putting kale in this morning. We're putting spinach in this morning. And we have parsley. Now, one of the things I do with parsley, we also have cilantro. We have here cucumbers. And we also have, you'll find here in our bowl, we have celery. And in another bowl soaking right now, I have mint as well as some more celery. Now, for my vegetables, from kale to the parsley to the curcumin, I'm sorry, not curcumin, cilantro, spinach, celery, you'll notice I chop everything up. The reason for that is when you're juicing, the smaller your stringy or Vegetables have fiber, so they can be stringy. So you want to cut them in smaller pieces so you don't clog up your juicer. So that's the main reason I cut them up. So the first thing I do when I juice, I take the apple, I cut it in half. Now I have today, this is a Morphe Richards. I don't know if you can even get this in the States. However, you can get very, very similar juicers. You'll notice it has a wide head. This is called a masticating juicer. It is a slow juicer. The difference between a centrifugal juicer and a masticating juicer is there's a lot of differences. I don't want to say it's significant or whatever. Juicing is juicing. However, the centrifugal cuts the fruits and extracts the juice this way. This crushes it. So you'll find there's a lot less oxidation and your juice can last a lot longer if you use a masticating juicer, up to 72 hours. So before it begins to turn. So that's a real plus if you don't want to have to spend every day juicing. The second thing is because it crushes, there is a higher nutritional value, and I will tell you, I bought all the juicers, I've laid them all out, I've tried them all. The taste factor also is much improved when you have a masticating juicer. So I just cut these in half, turn the juicer on here, and we'll turn it on, we'll figure it out. There we go, and then we just throw them in. So I have one here. I'm just doing one apple for me. I'm not big on the apple, so I don't need a lot of apple. I've been doing this juicing for a long time, but I always start with the apple. Now, when it comes this lemon is washed, and I'm going to cut it, but I will use it more towards the end because it's great to clean the juicer out. But notice I keep the skin on. And if you have one that has a real thick skin, a lot of lemons do, all you'll do is cut around and take off about half the skin, and because you don't want it too tart. So, but keep half of it on. There's a lot of nutritional value. I always recommend organic lemons. Lemons happen to be in the dirty 12, so anytime you can buy an organic lemon, do it. All right, so the next thing I'll put in, okay, is I'm gonna put in a cucumber. And I do this in a certain order so I can, juicers tend to clog up. And I have like this order so they don't clog up. The next thing I'm gonna put in, right off the bat, is I'm gonna put my turmeric and ginger. And the reason I put those in right away, along with the habanero pepper, is because they, they tend to take a little bit longer to push through. And so every time I'm adding more and more vegetables, it's pushing through the curcumin and the... Now, the next thing I'm going to put in is the habanero pepper. I'm not going to touch it. It's so hot. If you touch it, your hands will burn. And the way to get rid of that is to dip them in yogurt. But I only use up to a half of a habanero pepper de-seeded. So this is what I'm throwing in this morning. If you're starting out, I recommend you start with a quarter of a pepper. And so I have been doing this for a long time. I'm up, but I definitely would recommend you start with a smaller pepper. Now I'm going to take and I'm going to put in the parsley. There we go. And we'll put in the parsley here. I'm doing this live because I've had a lot of requests for this juice. A lot of people are wanting to end the year and start the new year healthier. And they're also wanting weight loss. This is a great juice for the morning. I try to start my morning off with green juice every single day. Now, that doesn't mean I don't have coffee. I have my coffee right here. But when you start your morning with green juice, it actually sets your metabolism, and it already starts setting your digestive system. And so, hey guys, I gotta lift this. These notifications get on your phone. Oh. All right. So, hi Jackie. Hi Rachel. So I know most of you should be sleeping. So if you're not sleeping, I'm like, guys, it's like 3 o'clock in the morning in the Midwest. So I'm doing this. Now I've put in some of the, so I'm going to put in a couple more cucumbers because it'll push those vegetables through. So I'm going to put those in now. And I notice that there we go, see, you want to make sure the greens are the ones that get stuck the most. So when I throw them in, I always follow it up with something that's a little harder, like the cucumber. Now I'm going to put in the celery, and I just put in handfuls of it. That's why I love the big open mouth. You don't have to cut them so much, and celery's very good. If you cut it up, you gotta cut it up. If you put it in long stalks, you're going to be forever cleaning your juicer, because what we find is that it'll all get stuck. You don't want that. Now I'm going to put in the spinach. All right, now that I've put in something a little bit harder, I can put in something a little softer. And so now we're going to go with the spinach. And I just put the stems, the whole deal, right in there. So here we go. We're going to put in the spinach. And I'm making one batch. Now this batch is very strong. So I'm going to be adding water to it, and then it'll last me, probably one batch will last me 1 to 2 days, depending on how much I drink. And then I keep another batch. I'll make another batch. I put that in the freezer. So one batch, actually, I said 1 to 2 days, but really it can last me 1 to 3 days. And now I'm going to add the lemon. All right. So I'll add for one batch. Actually, I forgot my mint. So I just washed this mint. I soak my vegetables in vinegar and water. So that takes off any of the extra bacterias, washes them up quite nice, so I'll soak them. And in this case, I'm putting in a whole handful of mint. Every single one of these greens has a benefit for you. And of course, mint, you know, is another great digestive tool. So now I have another batch left for later for my second batch. And now I put the lemon in last. I put the lemon in last because I wanted to push through, especially the skin, all the remaining vegetables that are in. And you'll see the juice is just pouring out there, because that lemon is pushing through. Sometimes, you know, again, these greens, the fiber can kind of clog up the chute here so you want to just go in with your little tool they give you and just clean that out so all the fiber, the future fiber, can come out. Now, with that, all right, just hold on one second. Let me show you what I do. I'll take my bottled or filtered water, and now I'm going to run some of that through. Helps clean out the juicer. Plus, again, it starts to dilute the juice. So there you have it. That will fill up my juicer, my jar. And then I will close that up. turn it off, just like that. Oh, it's nice to be quiet, huh? And then I take a jar. I have several different kinds of jars, but if I have one that has a small opening at the top, I will put one of these in. And then actually, I always put it in the sink. You know, I'm not always the greatest shot. Boom, overflow. But now I will fill this jar. Oh. There it is, folks. This beautiful, magnificent green juice. And so I probably should try it. Hold on a second, let me get a glass. I'm leaving you. Look at this. Isn't that beautiful? And I tell you, it's gonna taste as delicious as it looks. And now, here we go. Oh, that is so refreshing. And when you add a little bit of ice to it, this will go right in the fridge. And there we have it. And as I said, this is the way I start my day. This is so amazing for your skin. It's amazing for your digestive system. It's amazing for your joints. And if you have any free radicals, the caspian in it binds to those free radicals and tries to annihilate them. So anyways, great juice to start your day with. So I hope you enjoyed that. I did that this morning because it's going to be going out in one of my blogs, and it'll be posted on our Regenerate Me Now site and on the Disheveled Chef, this video. So you'll be able to watch it anytime you like, and hopefully there's a lot of good information that I've shared with you this morning that will help you get to the place where you can start juicing. Again, I want to, before I close, just say one more quick thing. I recommend that you get a masticating juicer. I will put the links when I post this up on the Facebook. I will have the links where you can just go right away and see the ones that I recommend. You can even order right from there, and it'll take you to the Amazon page where you're able to order and get your juicers. The other place you can buy them if you're in the States, Bed Bath & Beyond. Take advantage of that 20%. So, and returning then if you need to. So that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed this session on juicing, and I will actually be talking to you very soon, because I'll be going live on Coffee with Kim today, and we're going to talk a little bit about the elections and a little bit about the Torah portion this week, because I always say that the Torah portion seems to run in to what's happening politically in the earth, and this week is no exception. So I'll see you soon. God bless. Bye-bye.